Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I am Chef Marcus Giuliano, and I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is business. What do we have today, Jamie?
Today we're going to talk about how businesses, specifically restaurants, because that's our field, how they blame the economy for downturned business other than looking at what's going on in their actual business or restaurant. So we went to a restaurant just recently, and we had an experience that we want to talk about.
Yeah. Now, we were away for this.
We were away.
We were away. We were in Phoenix. We were at a nice resort in Phoenix, and one of the restaurants right there on the hill, which is, I don't know if it's part of the resort, not part of the resort. It's within the resort. It's independently owned. I'm not sure how it works. Famous restaurant, though. A very well-known
restaurant.
Well, a very well-known restaurant in the Phoenix
area.
In the Phoenix area.
Yes.
They're not known for high-end food. They're not known for a fine dining place. They're known because they're a landmark establishment, and they do barbecue, steakhouse, like that. Not upscale, but that's what they're known for. And the interesting thing is, we heard from the locals, because we know locals in Phoenix, that, oh, you don't go there, right, because there's nothing good there. We also heard from people that were in our group that actually had an experience there that thought it was terrible. And then we had an experience there that we thought was just really bad, unacceptable. And here's the thing. Restaurants like this, Jamie, they blame the economy for a downturn in business. I'm not sure if that's a specific case, but they typically blame the economy when they have a downturn in business. But let's actually go through what we experienced.
I will say that for a destination or a landmark restaurant, people go there to see all of the things that they have, and it's a very showy place. It's a barbecue place, so they have a bull sitting outside in a cage. And he was sitting there, and when you walk in, when you walk towards the door, you can see the bull, and so it's a destination. So kids love it. They're up there looking at the bull, and that kind of thing. Then when you walk,
it's great for kids to run around. By the way,
it's a great kids restaurant. I would definitely say that. But as we were walking in, it definitely seemed dirty. Not very well kept restaurant.
Well, you notice the smell of the animal outside, the smell of the bull outside.
Right.
First set the first tone like, are we going to a zoo or are we going to eat?
Right, exactly. So when I walked in, I kind of, noticed we had to walk up a ramp, a very steep ramp to get into the restaurant, and it didn't set a very nice ambiance for us, at least. And, they were busy, so it definitely sets an ambiance for other people, but maybe just not for what we were looking for. Which is a good point, because everything's subjective. You eat food, you go to a restaurant, your experience, everything is subjective to what you're looking for in the mood that you walked into before, or whatever just happens to you. So exactly. So we sat down at the bar. We were just looking for a quick little bite. We had no idea what their menu was even like, and we were just looking for a glass of wine. And we were just going to sit there and, just relax for a few minutes. They had big TVs. They had the Olympics on. So we were just going to, just relax for a little bit.
Right, so we went right to the bar.
So, as we were sitting there and observing what was going on in the restaurant itself, everybody seemed to be moving. They had a very young staff. And as I was sitting there, and I had ordered a glass of wine, and I was relaxing, trying to decide if I wanted any food, and the bar back, or the bartender, or somebody who was helping the bartender, walked in front of me at the bar with chew in his mouth.
He was chewing tobacco.
Chewing tobacco, and you could see the bulge on his lip, and I was just very taken aback by that.
I can't stand when servers are chewing gum.
Right.
It's a distraction. But this person had tobacco in his mouth behind the bar, restocking the bar.
And he was a young kid. I would definitely probably say between the age of 18 and 21, maybe.
Yes.
And the bartender was nice. He was very nice. He took, he took our order, and then he pulled up a chair, a stool, basically sat in front of us.
With his back
towards us, and started watching the Olympics. Now, yes, it was towards the end of the night, but I couldn't believe that he actually sat down
and watched
the Olympics.
Right. So now here's the other thing. We're vegetarians. We were trying to order something. You know, we go to a place, you want to give them some money.
We told him we were vegetarians.
We told him we were vegetarians. Basically, the only thing he said was, what did he say, salads?
He said, well, we have a salad.
We have a salad, which, you know, okay, whatever. From time to time, we do like French fries. I wasn't eating French fries at the time. So we just ordered French fries. They were like, $2?
Yeah, I said, let's just get something.
Let's just get something, right? So he says to us, he goes, I'm going to put these in the kitchen, but I'm going to put on your ticket that you asked for them hot, like in hot as in cooked. He goes, because if not, they're going to give you stuff that's just sitting around in the basket that's been sitting there. And we're like, okay. You know, so he's uncomfortable serving the food that he's serving. Now, the French fries came out, and I could smell them, and I was like,
the smell was awful.
The oil, we didn't eat them, we didn't touch them. I was like, the oil's rancid or something, like rancid oil. It's just something's off. They don't even smell good. It was just like, oh, gross. We pushed them aside. You got your glass of wine. You didn't even finish your glass of wine.
I didn't.
I mean, maybe the wine wasn't bad, but you know, when we go out, we want a decent glass of wine, else we don't drink. And I'm currently right now not drinking, so you barely had half the glass of wine. It was a small glass of wine. But here's the kicker, you know. We go back the next day to our group and we start talking about restaurant experiences, and people in our group are like, oh, we went to that restaurant on the hill. And we were like, oh boy, brace yourselves, right? So they went with 7 people. Their overall story was that the server came and took their appetizers, right? But she spaced her order out so long. People in our group, we're a restaurant marketing group, right? So we go to restaurants, we go hungry to look for ideas, and we go hungry because we're in the restaurant business and we want to eat. So these guys like to eat, this group. And they ordered a bunch of appetizers, but she never took their entree order until after the appetizers came out.
Yes.
So of course you start eating, right? And you get full. You know, you go to a Mexican restaurant, you want to order before you fill up on the chips and salsa, right? You go to a restaurant, you want to order before you fill up on bread, right? Because then all of a sudden you're not hungry. So the restaurant loses a lot of money, potential money from a practice like that. So they took their appetizer order.
Their appetizers came out.
Appetizers came out, and one person said, where's our second, what is it, onion rings or something?
Potato skins.
Potato skins. Where's our second order of potato skins? And she goes, oh, I figured you didn't need those. So
you had enough food.
You had enough food, so I canceled the second order.
She never even placed the order. She never canceled it. She just
never
took it upon herself to not place
because she
the
thought
order.
that was enough food. Now, I'm sorry, but
if somebody's ordering food, you let them order what they want.
If somebody's right. So as a server, that's not their call. As a restaurant employee, that's not their call to decide what a guest is not going to eat after they've placed their order. So now they're getting full, right?
Well, now they're full.
Now they're full.
And they haven't ordered entrees.
They haven't ordered entrees yet. And now that they're pissed off because the servers now really decided what they should eat or not, or how much they should eat. So now they go to order, and he said that they ordered, 2 or 3 less entrees?
They ended up getting less entrees because people decided they were going to share.
Share entrees. So then when it comes for dessert...
They didn't order anything.
They didn't order anything.
And they are dessert people.
They calculated from 7 people that they spent between $120 to $150 less than they normally would have, because everybody would have gotten a dessert, 3 more entrees, the order of potato skins that was never served. So they calculated over $120 of lost revenue to that restaurant. So now here's the main thing. Between our experience and their experience, where's management? Isn't management going around, walking around, saying that somebody doesn't have tobacco in their mouth, and they're not sitting down on the job with their back to customers?
I never saw anybody roaming the floors other than the young servers.
Very young servers. Not to say that young servers are not good. If they're properly trained, they're fine. But anybody at any age, if they're not trained, they're a detriment to your business. A lot of people just don't have the initiative to be able to work in a business and run it like it's theirs without the proper training. We do a ton of training. But now, I'm not saying that this is the case with this restaurant, Jamie, but typically restaurants that provide terrible service like this, they're the ones that claim, oh, business is so bad, the economy. Well, yeah, because the economy's worse now, or worse than it was years ago. People are more picky about where they're going to go eat. But if you have good service, they're going to pick you. But if you have bad service, they're not going to pick you. And if you're a tourist trap, you're only going to get those people in one time.
And I guarantee you, if we go back for the same conference next year to the same place, none of us
are going to go back.
Probably go back to that.
Because out of that room with 100 people, 200 people, now our room of our conference, that's 2 bad reports for that restaurant. Nobody's going to go there.
There was actually a third report which was decent, but the same type of story.
Same type of story.
Yes.
They liked the food though.
Right, they liked the food.
They liked the food, but you know.
They said the service wasn't great.
Service wasn't great. So if you're going to Phoenix, where we were, or anywhere, there's a lot of choices of restaurants. It's easy to go onto your phone now and go on with Yelp. Now I don't believe in going and
I believe in making our own reviews and not reading all of the other reviews.
True, but I don't believe in going on and bashing a restaurant.
Right.
I believe in calling management and saying, hey, this is what happened. And then if you don't get a good enough answer from management, then I feel you have a right to go on and bash a restaurant online. But the bottom line is, if you don't let somebody know and you don't give them a chance to make up for it, then you really have that's your first recourse of action, not going online and giving somebody a 1-star review and bashing them up and down. And yeah, it might have been terrible, but if you call a restaurant and they give you your money back.
Restaurants don't intentionally give you bad service. They just don't know any better.
They don't know any better. You get a bad employee.
Exactly.
Lack of training, lack of direction.
Right.
The manager's not on top of it.
So give the restaurant the benefit of the doubt to make those changes, try the restaurant again, and then make a review.
So, if you're a restaurant and you want more information on my business tips, go to 50mistakes.com, 50mistakes.com. I have tons of great videos, a lot of great content up there on how you can improve your business or restaurant with all these free tips. 50mistakes.com. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thanks for watching.